Hello everybody, today is 5th September 2020, the year that Dr. Abdul Kalam dreamt of will be the year that India will be a developed nation. Today is celebrated as Teachers' Day, commemorating the birthday of Dr. Radhakrishnan. Teachers are valued in this country. Dr. Radhakrishnan said, teachers must be the best minds in the country. We have had a lineage of inspiring teachers. The young teachers must take cue from them, their lives as inspiring teachers. The young teachers of these days must read about the lives and the inspiring way in which the teachers of those days taught the children, the students. In the present digital era, knowledge gaining is not difficult. We have courses in any curriculum. We have soft skills, we have communication skills, we do also have extracurricular courses, and we also have value added courses incepted for the students in almost all institutions. As teachers, we need to have a sound knowledge of the subject that we are teaching. Ignorance is bliss. Ignorance leads to fear. Reading is the continuous habit that teachers must develop. Reading books in your own subject area. Reading other books which are interesting, the lives of people, the lives of teachers of yesteryears. Reading about the world, happenings in the world. All these enhances your knowledge. What is most needed is the passion to teach and the will to mentor. Teachers must become mentors. It is high time we all do mentoring instead of teaching. When children were young, when we were young, we were taught moral science. We had moral science classes. I think many schools also have it now. When the child comes to college, when he grows up, we are too busy imparting knowledge into their minds. The same student, when he gets into a teaching career, should be made to develop the habit of mentoring his wards. A teacher should inculcate scientific thinking in the minds of students. Be whatever domain they are learning, scientific thinking is important. Lifelong learning is important. Starting from the home, where we can cite examples of many a daily activity that has a scientific connection. Right from the boiling of milk, the cooking of food, the process of ironing clothes, taking bath in a hot water, and what happens when you mix cold water to very hot water to make it apt, suitable for having a bath. And if you will tell your children at home that it is all a scientific basis of all daily life activities. As teachers from home front, you have to keep thinking. First, you inculcate scientific thinking. When I say if you mix cold water and hot water and you get warm water, you will say that if the difference in temperature between the hot water and cold water is too high, then the water cools down. If the difference in temperature between the normal water and the hot water is too high, then the hot water comes to the temperature of the normal water very soon. This is one of the principles of thermodynamics, but we don't speak of thermodynamics at home, but we still have to correlate it. If you can give innovative assignments to your students, for example, as a chemistry person, if I say, write about the chemical constituents of the various sanitary products available in the market, the various products used for household cleaning, the products that we use for self cleaning, they can write about the components. They will be very interested in going to the particular product, taking it, listing down the chemicals present, and also speaking about the nature of the chemicals present. They may also say which is good and which is not good, if they can correlate to whatever they have studied in chemistry. If you can, as another sample, if you can tell them, you watch the advertisements in the television, the advertisements wherein a product is marketed. A product that is marketed in an advertisement may have a chemical base. Everything has a chemical basis. So, for example, in one of the advertisements of Rin, the soap named Rin, we had a series of advertisements which marketed these soap products, and in this product, the Rin soap, we found that values were portrayed in the advertisement. So, I asked my students to take up or look into the advertisements in which the product is marketed, as well the advertisements portrays a value. In the Rin advertisement, we used to have a scene where 4 or 5 children will be bullying a young one, and when the principal crosses and she says, why don't you all go to the class, the young one will say, and they will be playing in the mud and in the ground, and the young one will say, ma'am, we are practicing for a sack race here. And that shows that the young one does not want to pinpoint the elder ones who were bullying him. That's a value that is portrayed by the advertisement. In many of the advertisements, national integrity is portrayed. Social togetherness is portrayed. We have the 3 Roses tea advertisement, where we will have a couple who is waiting next door because they would have lost their keys and would have asked their daughter to bring the duplicate key. In the meantime, the neighbor next opens the door and asks them to let them in, to come inside. Initially, the man refuses, but after some time, when they become tired, they go into the neighbor's house and she offers them a cup of tea. Initially, the man refuses because she is an Islamic person. But when they go inside the house and she offers him a cup of tea, 3 roses tea, the flavor of it, and he says, "Can I get another cup of tea?" And that's how they become friends. This value is portrayed, that India is one, is portrayed by the advertisement. And therefore, if students are asked to set their minds on such advertisements and write about the chemistry of the product and the value portrayed by the advertisement, it is a way in which you kindle their minds towards values, compassion, national integration, and many other virtues. If you can just tell your students just to look around when they travel in a car, they travel to the university, to the institution where they study, or look around when they go for shopping, and find out how many entrepreneurs are there. The painter, the carpenter, the vendors selling various items, the fruits, the vegetables, and many other. Can we as teachers ask them to notice, be vigilant about their surroundings and tell them how can you correlate what is the activity that they are doing, what is the science behind that. If they are using something like a paint or a product, what is the chemistry of the product, what is the science of it, what is the science of their action, the way that they work. So list all the jobs that not everybody has a white collar job in India, and therefore the students will be setting their mind on what are all the jobs that people are doing for their livelihood with heart and soul. They will list. They will also talk about the products that they are selling. If it is a plastic box vendor, then they can talk about plastic. They learn some subject. They also learn about the outside world. That's how you have to prepare them for the outside, the life that they are going to have. That's how you are going to develop lifelong learning in your what's, and you also do the lifelong learning. If you can tell them to visit some nearby industries, talk to the HR, get to know about the processes there, and then correlate it when they learn industrial sciences, it will be a good practice. They can do case studies, will be very interesting. So such assignments, you can just ask them to sit, when they are sitting in the class, you can just ask them to just look around, what are all the products, what are all the items that are there, what can you say about them, what can you say about the composition of those products or items around them. Everything is matter, everything is science, everything has a molecular basis. So they can list, you and me, everything that we wear, the dress that we wear, everything has a scientific basis and a molecular basis, everything is matter. Now this is how teachers should kindle scientific thinking and lifelong learning in their students, so that every subject becomes interesting. They look around the world with a scientific bent of mind, and they will propagate it to the outside world. Keeping a good health, practicing yoga, daily exercises, and sharing with a teacher her wisdom and of the values of life, and lifelong learning. All this will help our students to lead interesting lives, will remove boredom, will make them enthusiastic. Whatever work that they do at home, they can focus on it, do it diligently to perfection, and see the shine in it. You must make them do it. So these are some of the thoughts that I wanted to share to you all, teachers. We wish that India sees the birth of blooming teachers, very competent teachers who take forward the career and life of younger generations to come. Thank you very much.